Alright, what is up everybody? Coming back at you with another video on the channel. And guys, this is the big one. No, but seriously though, this is a knife I've wanted since the 2.0 came out. Since I've been into knives over a year, almost 2 years ago now. This is a knife I was like, there's no way I'll ever get one. I mean, you can pay $1,200 on eBay, but that's nonsense. Almost did that a few times recently with these 3.0s, but I restrained myself. Said no, it'll happen. Well, guess what, guys? It's happened. If you don't know, we have the Custom Knife Factory EVO 3.0. I got the dark tie scales with the hand satin blade, Damascus pivot collar, and zirconium backspacer. So enough talking, let's get right into this beast. Comes with this nice pouch. The knife comes in this cloth here. You also get your Evolution 3.0 card here. You guys can look at that. It just has all the different options. This is number 492, running pretty high numbers now. You also get a parts kit, which this actually has already came in handy. It comes with your bearing washers. It comes with a whole new lock bar insert. Comes with these crazy bearings and an entire set of hardware. It comes with an external, your external stop pin. Comes with the internal stop pin. I don't know what that does. Comes with pretty much everything. All your hardware, clip screws, everything. But here it is. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Now, you can kind of see a mark here and a little one there. It came with that, and I'm thinking it's part of the stonewash, because you can see they're kind of all over it down here, and that's cool. As long as they're all over it, it's funny. One little one sucks, but if they're all over it, it's normal. Because it does seem there's a light stonewash to this finish as well, along with this, kind of barked pattern, I would call it. You can see that Damascus pivot collar there. And it's actually pretty big under there. I have completely disassembled this knife last night. I couldn't help myself. I had to look at it. Pro tip, the bearings in there, the little bearing balls fall out very easily. They're those crazy dual row bearings. You can see there, got a whole bunch of little bearing balls in them. Those fall out very easily. I actually had to switch pivots to the other pivot to get the action. It was good, but there was just a little hang up there, and it's like the pivot wasn't perfectly straight, but I put the backup pivot in there, and, well, let's just show you. That detent is fantastic. I think Lefty EDC would be proud of this detent. It's fairly strong, but just perfect at the same time. Let me wipe this down with a bigger cloth, and I'll show you this beautiful hand satin before I get my fingerprints all over it. These do come in M390 blade steel. That beautiful hand satin, guys. Stonewashed around the hole there, I think. Is it? No, it's still hand satin around the hole there. Prints up pretty easily. So I got this from NC Blade. He's pretty much running as the dealer for them since these are out of Russia, and Russia's doing some bullshit right now. They're selling out of NC Blade. He did a drop on Sunday, 12/11/22. He had this version. He had the plain tie version with no pivot collar. He had the full DLC. Then he had the inlay version as the green micarta inlay with the black wash blade. I like this one the most. It's funny, all the other ones sold out first. I don't know if he had more of these or if... I don't know. It's funny, I was going to try to buy the all DLC to try to get one, because, sometimes you pick the least popular one to try to get one. And then that turned out to be the most popular. I don't know why that happens to me. But, anyways, this was my favorite version of the knife. With these dark tie scales, dark titanium. I don't know what kind of finish it is. They just call it dark tie. This big 3D milled pocket clip here. It actually goes in and out of the pocket really well. There's really good chamfering around the deployment hole there. You can see that's not sharp at all. Very easy to deploy. Thumb flicks, really good with the shape of that hole. You can get on the stop pin too and kind of thumb stud flick it. I can even reverse flick off the stop pins there. Perfectly centered. And what's funny, I put this back together, and before I even put the pivot screw in, it was already perfectly centered. That's when you know it's well made. Now, I am left-handed, so left-handed thumb flick, no problem there. No problem again. And where this clip is so big, I can get on the clip and left-hand reverse flick, no problem as well. So that's another reason I was really lusting after this knife. This was actually available for a couple hours. I was very surprised at how long this stayed in stock. About 3 hours until they sold out. There is still a full dress version left with a full damaged steel blade and a complete Damascus show side scale. That one was $1,800. That's still available. Then he had 6 or 7 one-offs that were anywhere from $2,200 to $2,600. Pretty much a full custom. Wasn't for me. This one ran $730. A little overpriced overall, but it's either that or $1,200 on eBay. So I felt pretty proud to get it for retail. Pretty happy with that. But yeah, guys, the action, it's everything I wanted. And I've got this thing cinched down tight. I got some Loctite in there last night. Didn't mess with it today until I got home. So hopefully that is set pretty well. And there is zero blade play, zero lock rock. This thing locks up like a tank. And it is just a wild knife. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Now, I did have the pivot issue. The action just wasn't butter smooth like it is right now for me. It would kind of hang up. It still dropped shut, but it would kind of hang up. Felt a little weird, so I disassembled it, wiped the bearings down, re-lubed them with KPL. Got it back together, and it just wasn't acting right. Just didn't feel right in the pivot. So I went ahead and switched the pivots out, threw it back together. Perfect after I did that. So, I'm glad they come with 2. I don't even know who would do the warranty work. You can't really just ship it to Russia right now. I don't know if NC Blade would handle that or what. But yeah, I'm absolutely in love with it. 3.5-inch cutting edge, 8.5 inches overall. So a lot of people compare this knife to the Koenig Arius, and they are very similar in size. They're actually almost identical in size and cutting edge. Handles similar in size, and with the non-flipper, you can choke up on both of them. Now this one's kind of meant to be choked up on, in my opinion. And it's funny, action-wise, I don't know. I think I gotta give it to the Arius action-wise. It's just so butter smooth on the Arius. Let's see. Like I said, this does have a pretty stout detent, but it feels really good. It's honestly perfect. The chamfering around that hole, like I said, is fantastic. Here's that big zirconium backspacer. That is a big beefy son of a bitch in there. It's actually hollow. It's like a triangle, and it's hollow in the middle. But I kind of like the color's a little different. You can just tell it's zirconium. I can by looking at it and having zirconium before. And I didn't know that when I bought it. I thought you just got the Damascus backspacer. The Damascus pivot collar here. I didn't know it had a zirconium backspacer, so that was a cool little addition there. I do love the hand satin. From what I understand and what I found and heard people say, I think a lot of these parts are produced by Riot. Then maybe they're assembled in Moscow. Maybe the whole knife's made by Riot. Nobody really knows. They don't really tell much. But I think the general consensus is either a lot of or all of the knife is produced by Riot. With that being said, that would be cool because I've had really good luck with Riot's M390, especially in hand satin. I had a Sharp by Design Mini Tempest, and it had hand satin M390. Never had any rust issues with it. That was part of the reason I considered the DLC, the full DLC version. The problem with the full DLC, it was kind of like this shiny DLC, and it fingerprinted really, really bad, which hand satin fingerprints, but the scales themselves fingerprinted really bad too, which isn't a real problem, but I don't know. I'm just not a huge DLC guy. I have some DLC, but only if I had to. I do really love my Jaeger in full DLC, but because DLC is going to be DLC, I got a full standard one too. No, but DLC, especially with reverse flicking knives, they wear off around the deployment hole. The DLC coating does after a few months, and on a knife like this, I just don't want to deal with that. So again, like I said, the action is it's unreal. Oh yes. Okay, thought I had another scuff right there. There's just a little piece. That's the only downside to a knife like this. You know, it's like I want to handle it with kid gloves, but you gotta enjoy it. You know, I'm not gonna get out and hard use it. Don't get me wrong, but I want to play with it around the house. I want to fidget with it. I want to really enjoy it. You know, that's why we buy these knives in the end. I did pick up. Yeah, I gotta chill out. I picked up a Brian Brown Raptor V2, dropped today on a DLT exclusive bronze scale satin blade with a marbled carbon fiber inlay. Looked pretty sweet. That'll be here tomorrow. We'll FedEx priority overnight. You know what I mean? But yeah, guys, this is for retail. I'm very happy. Pretty much the same price as the Arius, funnily enough. Now, I do like the Arius is made in America. You know, I'm not one of those guys, oh, I've got to be made in America. You know, as I record this on my Chinese slave labor made iPhone. Not that guy. It is cool to that's always just a bonus, not a have to. But yeah, John Sorensen designed the CKF EVO 3.0. Oh, it is a work of art, guys. Ergos, absolutely killer. You can get a crazy reverse grip in the choked up position. You can get a good normal grip too. The pinky kind of hangs. I guess you could chop down a tree. Real quick sharpness test. This thing is a laser beam. I mean, through and through, one of the sharpest knives I've got out of the box. Anybody who knows about sharp knows. I mean, it is. Sharp. Very, very sharp. And it's, I'm enjoying it, guys. I really am. That detent is just fantastic. Lefty flick, fantastic. Thumb flick, fantastic. Yeah, I'm fanboying a little bit here. But just finally glad to get one of these in my collection. You know, just hoping I don't have any issues out of it. But everything seems good so far. Knock on wood. We'll see. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. Check back for the Brian Brown Raptor review. Should be coming soon. There's not a ton of those videos out there, like a lot of the stuff I do nowadays. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Have yourself a great day.